Welcome to ETH Daily, a daily briefing on the latest in Ethereum. Here's your latest for Friday, February 27th, 2026. Vitalik outlines Ethereum's scaling roadmap. Robinhood Chain hits 10 million transactions on testnet. Colossus introduces its stablecoin card network. And SBI Holdings introduces the JPYSC stablecoin. All this and more starts right after this message. Are you running a treasury? You need liquidity but don't want to sell ETH? Get the lowest fixed rates in DeFi and borrow against ETH wrapped STETH or RETH on liquidity.org. Vitalik Buterin outlined Ethereum's short-term and long-term scaling roadmap. In the near term, the Glamsterdam upgrade, scheduled for later this year, will increase capacity by enabling parallel block verification via block-level access lists, improve ePBS, and update gas pricing. The upgrade will bring multi-dimensional gas, which separates state growth costs from execution costs. Multi-dimensional gas allows Ethereum to raise throughput while limiting state expansion and supporting larger contracts. In future upgrades, each resource type will have its own floating gas price to improve efficiency. Ethereum's long-term scaling roadmap includes a focus on blobs for data scaling and zk-EVM for execution scaling. zk-EVM clients are expected by the end of this year with broader use in 2027. The end goal is to significantly scale Ethereum while preserving decentralization, security, and solo staking. Robinhood Chain, a Layer 2 network built on the Arbitrum Orbit tech stack, has surpassed 10 million transactions on testnet. The EVM-compatible testnet went live earlier this month for developers and users to build and test applications ahead of a planned mainnet launch later this year. Robinhood Chain aims to accelerate on-chain financial services and tokenize real-world assets. Robinhood plans to eventually migrate its 2,000-plus tokenized U.S. stocks and equities to the network and is committing $1 million to support developers through the 2026 Arbitrum Open House program. Robinhood token stocks, which currently live on Arbitrum One, have already surpassed over $74 million in cumulative trading volume. Colossus introduced its stablecoin-native credit card network that settles transactions non-custodially on its own Ethereum Layer 2 built on the OP stack, featuring 1-second blocks and 100-millisecond flash block pre-confirmations. The crypto card solution works with existing EMV terminals by converting EMV card signatures into on-chain stablecoin transfers. When a card is tapped, the EMV chip signs the transaction data using ECDSA P256 signatures. The terminal sends a standard authorization request to the acquirer, and Colossus middleware extracts the EMV data and signature to construct an ERC4337 user operation. The EMV validator then verifies the signature using the RIP7212 precompile, and the EMV settlement module executes the stablecoin transfer automatically. Colossus is still under active development. And lastly, Startail Group and SBI Holdings introduced JPYSC, a Japanese yen stablecoin backed by a trust bank. Issued by Shinsei Trust in Banking under Japan's trust framework, JPYSC is designed as a compliant institutional-grade digital yen aiming to bridge traditional finance and decentralized finance. The stablecoin is targeted for a launch in Q2 2026 pending regulatory approval. Startail Group is leading the technical development and is also behind Sonium and Astar Network. In other news, Lighthouse has released mandatory upgrade version 8.1.1 to address a critical security fix, Banker launched a new LLM gateway, and the Ethereum Community Foundation launches BlobDrop, a tool for file sharing using BlobSpace. This has been a roundup of today's top news stories in Ethereum. You can support this podcast by subscribing and following us at ETH Daily. Also subscribe to our newsletter at ethddaily.io. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.